Hello, I'm Professor K, and you are watching the 10-part series Introduction to Basic Excel for Statistics and Data Analysis. In this series, we will gradually cover the basic structure of Excel, doing simple calculations, hard coding and referencing, simple formulas, relative versus absolute referencing, main tool sets, pivot table, charts, more advanced formulas, VLOOKUP, index and match, working with non-Excel datasets, and how to organize your work. This is the first lesson. Today, we will discuss the basic structure of Excel and about finding help. Anytime you get stuck while doing anything in Excel, the two best places to look at for solutions are Google and YouTube. Today, in 2020, you can be rest assured that someone else also faced the same problem that you are facing, and someone has already created and posted a solution for that online. There is no reason to feel helpless at any point while working with Excel. An Excel file is called a workbook. When we open an existing workbook or click on the Excel icon for the first time, the Excel window opens up. There are two parts of an Excel window. At the top, we have the toolbar, and at the bottom, we have the spreadsheet portion called the worksheet. The top of the toolbar has the tool tabs and the lower portion has the ribbon. The tool tabs from the left to the right are the File tab, Home tab, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, and View. Each tool tab has its own ribbon. By selecting a particular tool tab, we can activate its ribbon. You can add multiple worksheets to each workbook. We can change the name of the worksheet using the Worksheet tab. We can add new worksheet using the Add Worksheet tab. In the upper portion, we have the formula bar. In a future lesson, when we learn using formulas, we will see that this is one of the fields where we can enter, check, and change formulas. Let's now discuss the worksheet. Each worksheet consists of rows and columns. Rows are indexed by numbers and the columns are indexed by alphabets. The building block of a worksheet are the cells. Each cell is referred to by the column index followed by the row index. For example, the top leftmost cell is A1. This is the column A and row 1. A collection of contiguous cells is called an array. An array can be just along a single column or a single row or a set of rows and columns. An array is referenced by the first and the last cells of it, connected by a colon. For example, the column array here is B4, B7. That is because the first cell of this array is B4 while the last cell is B7. Similarly, for the row array, the first cell is D2 while the last cell is G2. Therefore, this array is D2 colon G2. Finally, the rectangular array is E5 and G2. That is because the first cell of this array is E5 while the last cell is G8. Later, we will use these array references in the formulas. A clear understanding of the referencing system goes a long way in helping us to work with Excel. That is all for today, and as always, Keep learning.